Welcome to our 30-day self-love challenge. I am Grace with Ecstatic Yoga. So happy that you are here. This is going to be our 5th day. Hoping I'm starting to lose track of the days already. And we are going to our last practice was self-love. And this one is going to be it was self-love and self-forgiveness. This practice is going to be forgiveness of others, forgiveness of organizations, people, circumstances, situations. So we're going to be forgiving, and not that we're condoning, and not that we are saying it's okay and it was all right for things to happen that may have been very difficult and challenging and hurtful to you. We all have that. We all have those memories in the past that were very painful and hurtful. People can say and do things that cause us to react in ways that are hurtful. And we're learning now to as we grow and we mature, we're learning deeper and deeper that we don't need to be offended by anything, that everyone is talking to themselves and about themselves. So if they say hurtful things, they're just hurtful people inside. And just like the bully on the playground is usually bullied by a parent or an older sibling, and they're hurting. And so we're not taking it personal anymore, but it's still hard as a sensitive person myself, even knowing these principles and knowing that, oh, they're calling for love. They're calling for love. Answer the call for love, for love. You can send love at a distance, trust me. But it's still hard when someone is unkind to us and offends us. But we're learning to be the mirror and turn it around. And let's say, we think they're mean. Where is it that I'm mean to myself? In a compassionate way. Where is it that I say unkind things to myself? Because this is a world of projections. So we're getting really responsible for our projections. And so with this vein of forgiving others, we're going to just forgive them because they were calling for love. They were innocently confused. Yes, they were unkind. They were mean. They were bullies. They're probably bullied. There's a reason they're unkind. There's a reason that they're mean. And it has nothing to do with us. And so we don't need to carry that poison. Unforgiveness is like taking the poison and expecting the other person to die. Because literally when we hold this unforgiveness energy in our bodies and our molecules and our cells, it's poison. It's poison to our energetic systems and even our physical systems. It is not good stuff to carry. It's heavy on the heart, shuts down the heart, constricts the energy. It poisons the body for us to hold grievance. And we don't want to give those people our power. Yeah, they may have done things that were very unkind, things that we interpreted as very hurtful, and it affected us in our lives. And we can let it go because we love ourselves and we're not going to let them win. We get to choose how our day goes. We're not going to let them have the power to choose how our day goes. And if we are holding an unforgiveness, they're getting the power. We're poisoning our body, our days, our hearts shut down, and they're winning. And we're disservicing ourselves. So we've got to let it go if we want to be free, if we want to be happy, if we want to be whole. And forgiving others is an act of self-love, just like forgiving ourselves is an act of self-love. Forgiving the world, organizations, corporations, people, circumstances, whatever it may be. It could be a football team or a college you're mad at, or a teacher years ago, family members, someone that did something, and we're going to let it go. And it's in the past. So what happens when we go into a pain loop about a grievance in the past, a hurt in the past, an offense in the past, our mind is completely gone from the present. We lose the moment. We lose a moment of our lives. We're listening to this tape of the past, this voice that's diluted, this voice that's heard. It's a victim, and it has nothing inspiring to say. It's making us feel bad. Oh, they don't like us. They're so mean. They don't even love you anymore. Whatever it might say, it can say the most cruel things, this voice inside our heads. We're not listening to the voice of lies anymore. We're not listening to the voice of fear, the voice of conflict, the voice of the ego, however you want to say it, the voice of separation. We're listening to that one voice, that voice of love, voice of peace, the voice of truth, the voice of presence, noticing the present. And so we have to, when the pain loops come, we have to be vigilant. Cancel, cancel. Help me to see this differently. Choose for me for peace. Cancel. And then move your attention in the direction of the present moment awareness. Love for yourself. Acknowledging and pouring that love in towards your own heart. Cleaning up your energy. Letting go the density, the heaviness, the poison of unforgiveness, and filling up all those spaces with love for yourself. So we're going to begin. It was a lot of talk. We're going to begin with a 10-minute meditation, and we're going to allow those memories of anything about any organization or person or group or circumstance that we still have a little grudge, we have a little resentment, we're still angry about. We still think of sometimes and clench. We're going to let that rise up from us. We're going to look at it for a moment. We've seen it. We've experienced it. It's a painful circumstance. And we don't need to hold it in our body anymore. So we're going to lovingly let it go and release it to disappear into the universe. Let everything, and then let the next thing come up as it will, as it may. Take it outside yourself and look at it. You don't need to look at it more than once. Make a mistake, or someone makes a mistake. You're like a dog, one time, then they forget it. Animals are so wise. They don't beat themselves up over and over and over. And even if they're beating someone else up in their mind, you're beating yourself up. Beating yourself, rejecting. They offended me. It's beating yourself up. Would you say to somebody, oh, he rejected you, he offended you, oh, he hates your guts? That our mind will say, it's not kind. It's not a kind voice. See it once, like an animal, let it go. They don't hold it. You're into the present moment. Don't abuse yourself anymore. So during this 10-minute meditation, we are going to let things rise, and we're going to let them go. You take one last look, one last feel, and then consciously choose to let that go. It's in the past. It's in the past. It's gone. Don't need to bring it back into your awareness ever again. Don't want to replay that pain loop, that like an old recorder, playing a record over and over and skipping and skipping, skipping to this pain. We can let the pain move go and bask in that precious silence until another grievance comes up, and we'll continue to let them go and fill that empty space with love. Continuing to clean up the grievances, unclutter the spaces, sweep out the corners, nooks, and crannies of your heart. Continuing to search for any little grudge or resentment towards anyone or anything or any organization, and letting it rise up and release out of you, and then letting it go for good. It does pop up. You can simply cancel, and let it go immediately. Old broken records that are poisoning our energy field. It's an act of self-love. We're going to let it go. We're going to let the past stay in the past and bring our attention to the present moment, clean and fresh. See that person fresh out those stories and all those hurts and offenses. Simply see them as innocent, maybe calling for help, maybe innocently confused. We don't need to punish them forever because we've done things too and they've forgiven us. We've done things and we know there's people that have forgiven us and loved us just the same. We can give others the same grace as an act of self-love to purify our energy field. And we don't need to be their best friends. We don't even need to be around them if their energy is not good for us. We can send them love from a distance. We just don't want to be shutting them out because we're so hurt and we're gripping onto this offense that they did in the past, because that just hurts us. Our heart shuts down. Our energy feels poisoned. We don't know in the scheme of things. There's souls that choose to do things and say things to give us opportunities to forgive, give us opportunities to shine and stay positive, even in the face of some challenges. It's easy to shine bright when the sun is always shining. But maybe our soul has orchestrated and arranged for this person to give us an opportunity. They truly are a friend. So many possibilities. We're just going to let it go and no longer let it poison us. And continuing for a few more breaths, letting it go. Letting everyone off the hook. Releasing them to their own business so that you can stay here and be in your business, sending your heart love with yourself in the present. Don't need to lose any more time being hypnotized by past stories and pain loops, stealing your time, your vitality, your life force, intoxicating your entire body. You can let it go. We're going to make a commitment to ourselves before we end this meditation as an act of self-love. The pain loop, story from the past, a painful story from the past starts to take our attention away from the present moment. We're going to cancel it out. Come back to the breath, back to the moment, back to the peace inside our heart. Gently opening your eyes, and we'll conclude this self-love practice, forgiving all others so that we can be clean and free and pure inside our own hearts, allowing our energy to be as high and vital as possible. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste.